Hello clever people and welcome to my review for Midsommar. So Midsommar is a horror movie directed by Ari Aster, director of Hereditary, and it follows the story of this woman who is dating a guy who she has been dating for 4 years, and it's starting to become not so much of a healthy relationship. And something that he's been hiding from her is the fact that he's going to Sweden with his friends to go to a cult to try to get for one of their festivals to get some sort of cultural experience, and she decides to go with him, and while she's there she sees some very messed up stuff. So Midsommar is one of my most anticipated movies of the year. I love cult movies, I love the idea of them, and I love how many directions you can go with them. And Hereditary was a very, very well done movie. I enjoyed it a lot. I thought that while it was kind of disappointing because I thought it was hyped up a bit too much, it was still a very well done horror movie. This time around, it wasn't being hyped up as much, and also my expectations weren't as high, just because I didn't want to be disappointed like I was with Hereditary. So I decided to just temper my expectations and go in with an open mind. And I'm so glad that I kept my expectations low, because the amount of shock that I had by the fact that this movie is so incredible was absolutely amazing. Midsommar is an insane film. It has some absolutely insane scenes that will revolt audience members. It will make them want to walk out. There's some graphic violence in it. There is some graphic nudity and sex in it. There's a lot going on. And to some audience members, it will be too much. And some will think that it is absolutely absurd and completely unself-aware, and they will end up having a bad experience with the movie. I understand that this movie is not for everyone. This movie is made for very specific people, and one of those people is me, because I loved it. I think that this is, honestly, I think it's the best movie of the year so far. It is unbelievably creepy. It has tons of scary elements in it, but really the main point of this movie isn't scariness, it's disturbing. And you will come out of this movie feeling gross. You will come out and just think about everything that has happened in the movie continuously, on and on. Your thoughts will be nonstop about every little symbol that Ari Aster has put into this movie. He has dedicated so much time researching Swedish traditions, cultural traditions, while also putting his own emotions in terms of toxic relationships into the movie. And the way that he brings everything together, his own personal story, combined with this other side of the world culture that us in America don't understand at all, it's really, really incredible. And the way that this movie is paced is great, because even though it's 2.5 hours, I never felt the runtime, and I was constantly intrigued to where the movie was going to go. It's overall a very satisfying movie. It sets up things very, very well, and it's also surprisingly funny. There's a lot of scenes in this movie with really, really good jokes, especially from Will Poulter, but even towards the end of the movie, there's some scenes that are a weird combination of horrifically disturbing and also hilarious that will make you completely disturbed, and you'll realize that you're seeing something that you have never seen before. I've seen the movie 3 times now, and I wanted to see it that many times before I get my review out, because I have talked about this movie for probably at least 4 hours, maybe more, because there's so much to go over. There's so many little things in this movie, little symbols, from early on to the very end of the movie. It's just so well done. It's such an incredible, emotional, and psychological disturbing investment. It's not anything that you will see and forget anytime soon. And the performances in it are absolutely next level. Not just from the leads, but from everybody in the movie. All, 100 plus people who are in the cult are all giving their best performances constantly, and it makes for a cult that feels so lived in. They have so many traditions going on constantly. There's big ones, like the first big cultural tradition they have. Obviously that's a huge scene, but even in the background, they'll just be doing weird things. They'll be chanting weird songs, they'll be humming, and you'll see them doing some really strange acts, and it makes a cult that feels absolutely so lived in. It is really just an incredible technical achievement. In terms of problems with Midsommar, I can't think of any right now, honestly. I understand that the movie isn't for everybody, and I understand that there's a couple times where the lead guy in it, I forget the actor's name, has a couple of weird acting spots, but besides that, this movie was amazing on all fronts. It's not a movie I'll ever forget. I think that this is the best that the cult horror genre can get. I doubt that it could be any better than this because it has a lot of emotional meaning and it's incredibly disturbing and it's an unforgettable movie that I will want to watch 50 more times. I will give Midsommar a 9.5 out of 10. Alright, that concludes my review for Midsommar. So, what are your thoughts on this film, or what's your favorite cult movie? Comment in the comment section below and let me know. I'm Robert Burke, and this has been The Clever Critics. Goodbye.